Hello, good evening, and welcome. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Check 1 2 1 2. Hey, 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 hey.
Testing. Does it work? Uh.
won't get confused, I'm just going to do these.
I know, since we did that one last night, I had to go back and look at this to make sure.
When do I come back up? Let's see.
For the event. No, stable, sorry.
Stable, yeah. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the all-team meeting for March Madness here. We have several new folks with us today. So first of all, how about you guys stand up and let's give them a warm welcome to the Kentucky Derby Museum. Everybody except Jennifer. Jennifer, you can sit down now. Okay, welcome. As we do each time, we'll start out with the mission statement to engage, excite, and educate everyone about the extraordinary experience that is the Kentucky Derby. Our vision statement to be a world-renowned cultural asset that evokes the excitement of the Kentucky Derby. So we have a few things to update you on today. First of all, first and foremost, public hours change on Monday. So on the 24th, on Monday, we go to an 8 a.m. open away from the 9 a.m. open that we are doing currently. So Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. are public hours. Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then also starting on the 30th, the Derby Cafe will be open on Sundays again. So this Sunday is the hat show, but next Sunday, the 30th, the cafe will begin to open on Sundays once again, and that is 11 a to 3 p. All right? Okay, media reminders. Katrina is out today, so I'll deliver this message on her and Darby's behalf. Media cannot be in the museum unaccompanied, interview museum staff or guests without approval from communications, go out the garden doors onto Churchill Downs property, that's a real no-no. Go on museum-led tours unless they have been given advance permission by communications and someone from communications is with them at all times. Please radio on Channel 1 for Katrina and Darby when media arrives for any questions or to address any issues. Radio for Sean if Katrina and Darby are unavailable, or ask media to contact Katrina and Darby directly. And you can see the number there for Katrina, our Director of Comms. For those of you that are new, we sometimes have media that drift in here at Derby time, and they don't have a purpose except to try to get a media interview, or sometimes they try to take a sneak peek at something at Churchill Downs. So that's the reason that we're so adamant about making sure that the comms teams knows what's going on, okay? Okay, before we give it to Katie, let me also point out one thing housekeeping-wise. For those, you all know that we are updating the Grace Race. It is a massive update, and that is going to take place, the debut is going to take place on 4/10, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But there is a schedule out that I'm not sure that you're aware of. But I want to mention the Great Hall the closure schedule for the Great Hall, okay? So the current movie, The Greatest Race, will run through Sunday, open to the public in the Great Hall. The Great Hall will close Sunday when the museum closes. It will not reopen to the public until Wednesday, April 2nd. So the Great Hall will be closed all of next week and basically a couple of days the following week. Is everybody plugged in on that? Okay. So the event team knows, no rentals, on and on, but that's the crux of it, is the Great Hall will be closed. No movies during that period of time. All right, Katie.
Hello, everyone. If I have not had the pleasure of meeting our new faces, I'm Katie Fusenegger, our Executive Vice President. Welcome aboard. We're certainly glad to have you, especially through our busy season. So I'll kind of step in the middle of the screen so you all can see both of them. I just wanted to give a quick update to our wonderful neighbors next door and the work that you can literally see happening right outside our windows. So this $90 million project is slated to be completed before Derby 151. That is with a giant asterisk behind it to say that there will still be work that will be started immediately following Derby and should be completed within a few short weeks. I know you can't quite see because there is a wall directly beside us, but when you are on the third floor, there was originally slated to be glass that was a pavilion-style structure. It now has canvas on it. So I know I've gotten personally a lot of questions of if that's staying. It is staying through Derby 151, but they will take that off immediately following Derby and replace that with the glass that was intended to be put on there. So they're kind of getting into a little bit of a timing problem right now with materials. Next week, I'll also say with an asterisk that the stairs, the grand staircase that kind of is right outside our back doors, will be installed. And this project completes a whole side of the track that has been lacking mutuals, food and beverage, and additional seating opportunities. So the track itself as a whole will no longer have any bleachered seats following this renovation. So moving forward, as they add different things, there will only be stadium-style seating, upgraded seating, and so on. So I know occasionally you all get those questions. Moving forward, of course, you're seeing progress pictures of what's literally right outside our door, but I would be remiss not to mention the $900 million project that is slated to begin immediately following Derby 151. That is a 3-year phased project, including the infield as well as Sky Terrace. So for approximately 3 years, off and on, the infield will be largely inaccessible to the museum. So I know our visitor services team is greatly impacted because of our tour routes. Katie Cadena and managers are doing a great job of running different routes, creating new opportunities. So stay tuned on what that looks like. But in large part, all of our tours should stay fairly intact. The way we find ourselves on the backside, what motor vehicles we use to get there, those may evolve, I'll say, over those 3 years. So first phase is actually taking place on the opposite side of the track from our building. So closest to first turn will be the first phase, along with the Pagoda Club that is going to be surrounding the pagoda in the middle, as well as a new building, outbuilding I'll call it, that is going to feature new mutual lines, restrooms, so all the porta potties are going away. And there'll be permanent structures. The new tunnel will actually come up from the front side about that end. That is the first phase of that project, as well as taking down Sky Terrace. Once Sky Terrace is down, the first year, Derby 152 will not have Sky Terrace available for seating. 2027, the first 3 levels of Sky Terrace will be available, and then in 2028, the full structure of Sky Terrace will be totally connected to the other buildings adjacent to it. So that is slated to be completed in 2028, and that second phase project will follow along with the same timeline. I know I'm talking about a lot of theoretical things. If you haven't seen the drawing, we'll make sure that you get that just so you can kind of have an idea of the magnitude of what they're getting ready to do. So all that to say, please be patient. You all have done a great job of being nimble and adapting. So we're in that for another 3 years, I do believe. So We've also had some wonderful renovations inside the building. So I just want to give a special shout out to our facilities team. They finished these 2 restroom projects ahead of schedule, right at budget. So yeah, we're happy people. I think we have already had someone share with me just last night at our volunteer dinner that a tour, someone that was on one of our tours said, those are the nicest bathrooms I've ever been to. So I don't know how high caliber their bathroom frequent visitation is, but anyways, ours are very, very nice, and we're very appreciative for all the hard work that went into that. I do also want to point out that there's work going on in this building that you're not seeing. So there's been upgrades to plumbing, and other features that make this building run efficiently and up to code. One of the things that I did want to point out about the bathrooms is the addition of the full-length mirrors. So we heard the DEI and B committee suggestion for ADA compliance to have a full-length mirror. So that is included. All of our facilities, for the most part, have gone to automatic flushers, automatic soaps, all that kind of stuff. And there are now medical waste receptacles in the bathrooms as well. So if those have a need to get rid of a needle of some kind for diabetes or whatever, those are in there too, and we can keep our facilities team safe as they're cleaning up. And then I know several people are really excited to see all of the renovation that has taken place in the lobby. And Monday, the final piece of that will start, and that is the build of the front desk. So we're very, very excited about that. I know the visitor services team is really pumped. So we look forward to that and welcoming our guests, just kind of top notch in the lobby. So special thanks to marketing as well for all of their hard work. Moving on to Derby 151. So we will mark your calendars for, I believe it's Tuesday, April 15th. For the official Derby meeting, but there is some information that we feel like we'd like to get out to you in advance, just so you kind of know what to expect as we move closer to Derby. So the shuttles will operate very much the same as they have in the last couple years. There is one small caveat, and I included, very, very sad to see it go, but the stop that was at the Barbaro statue will not take place this year. So all drop-offs will take place in the black lot. You may enter through the paddock gate, or you can come down the sidewalk to the front of KDM to enter, starting on opening night through Thurby. You need to kind of put in your mind that when opening night begins, that is when you need to wonder, where do I park? And we're going to get you a handout like we have in years past that break it down by day and where you need to park, how you get in for security-wise. But the good news is it's very similar to what it has been for years past. So if you work with someone that's new, go ahead and impart your Derby wisdom, because all of those little tricks of the trade do help to make sure that you are efficient in getting in and timely, because sometimes those lines can get a little backed up. So just allow yourself plenty of time. The prohibited items are staying the same, so for those that work, that makes it a little easier, but if you have friends or family that are attending the track, they do need to hop on the Derby website and make sure they're not bringing anything prohibited in. That also reminds me that KDM has a list of prohibited items, and that is listed in our handbook, so please familiarize yourself with what those items look like that you cannot bring to work on a day-to-day basis. On Monday, the 24th, not only do we change hours, but we also change security levels as part of Churchill. So if you are found to be on Churchill's property or close to an entry-exit point, you may be asked to show some form of ID. So it is part of our policy as an employee of the museum that if you are on Churchill's website, if you're on their property, you will need to have your racing license or your KDM ID, or preferably both. If you spend a lot of time on the backside, or if you have business that is being conducted at Churchill, you may require an upgraded ID, but I believe all of those are identified and no one should be without as of right now. So if you have a question about that, feel free to grab me afterwards and we can chat about that, but I do believe we have identified everybody for that. The difference this year that I also wanted to point out, because it is difficult around here sometimes to know where to go, how to navigate the path that you just took yesterday because it looks different today. Also, starting on Monday, the parking lots will look drastically different. So they are going to be striping some areas and laying out what those activations will look like. As many of you who can remember Derby's past, they don't just stay in the confines of the white wall that we are accustomed to when we go out to the parking lot in the evening. They actually take that wall, not literally, but they bump out quite a bit into the parking lot, and that allows guests some additional opportunities to lounge, to take photo opportunities, and so on. So it does take the bulk of the white lot and a good portion of the red lot. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. Your walk will be longer on Monday and Tuesday because they're trying to configure what they think on paper will work is going to work in actuality. So just note that. On Wednesday, that will reopen again. So you should be able to park in your normal sections after that. As we approach April 13th, I don't know why that's the lucky day, but April 13th, kind of imprint that in your mind, you will now need to start parking in the black lot. So I just give you all of this as a heads up, and we'll certainly, Ariel, send reminders just so you all are aware. But I just want to give you all a heads up so that if you're asked to move your car, you know why. It's just something simply you may have forgotten or whatever, and we just need to make sure that we're empathetic to what they requested. And then finally, the cafe will be closed as normal. So starting on the ball day, April 25th, it will reopen the Wednesday after Derby. So we feed you, for the most part, when you are working Thurby, Oaks, and Derby. If you have specialty items, you're going to get that to Ariel in advance, preferably now, so we know that if you have a dietary restriction, we can handle that. If you need to bring snacks in, get with your supervisor so that we can make sure those are stored away and making sure that they are safe. And then finally, I'll leave you with this, and that is because we are so busy, and this is our season to make revenue, this is our season to be the best that we can be to our consumers. Also remember that we need to be the best we can be to each other. So as we are impatient in trying to get projects done or someone else is in our way, we are one team. And as far as the guest is concerned, we are also a part of Churchill, whether we like it or not. So we need to make sure that we are working with our partners efficiently and being kind and working with one another. So if you have questions or you feel like you need some help or you need to talk through something with someone because you don't understand, now is the time to seek that clarification. We are here to help you, and we're here to help one another. So thank you for all that you do, and I will hand it to the fun stuff. Dan is going to give us some safety and security information.
Everyone is here for the fun safety stuff. But unfortunately, they've only given me 2 minutes, so that's the best part of your day. But Sean's telling me I got 1 minute. Katie did mention that the new safety and security manual is out. It is on the shared drive. Please look at it. Please learn it. We can give it to you. We can't make you learn it. That's up to you guys. The most important thing in this museum is to get you home if there's an emergency. That's what we care about. It's not our job to force you to do anything. If you want to go home to your family, and that includes pets for those people, then pay attention and take it serious. I want to go through a quick scenario, since I'm on a time frame, of a fire alarm. Every alarm that goes off in this building is an emergency until it's not. Turn your radios to channel 1 and listen. If you have nothing pertinent to say, nothing important, don't say anything. Listen. If you are caught, trapped, lost, that's when you use your radio. We will make the announcements, tell you what's going on step by step. If you're not part of the crisis management team, the facilities team, or myself, you have one job only. Get out. Take about 30 seconds, grab your cell phone, grab your radio, and get out. If it's a normal alarm, we'll have you back in 15 or 20 minutes. You can get back on that email, you can get back on that phone call, and get back to your day. Don't sit and wait and think it's nothing. Because if it's something, it's going to go south, and it's going to make everything else more difficult for the first responders showing up. Instead of taking care of the fire or whatever, they're going to be looking for who didn't show up. Everybody get downstairs. We're going out the front door right now because of all the construction. Everybody plan to go out that front door unless you can. Then use one of the other exit points on the first floor. I could sit here and name them all off, tell you how to get down to the first floor, but again, that's up to you guys. You guys have to learn the building and learn how to get out when it's important. It's a joke. We all laughed about safety until you need it. So please, learn the building, look through your manuals. If you have any questions, reach out to anybody on the crisis team, reach out to myself, send me an email. I really don't want 65 emails tomorrow, so please. But if you have any questions, this thing is not in stone. We can make it any way we want for us to make it work. They're very, very nice upstairs. They do listen to us, and we're going to do everything we can to make it easy on you, the museum. I think that's about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. The handouts, sorry. We do have the new safety and security manual. It's out. We also have a quick reference guide for those of you like me who will only read about half of a paragraph. It's quick, it's easy, and to the point. They have some more in the back if you want them. They are on the shared drive under safety if you want to get a copy of it. And back to the other thing, if you have any questions, just ask. There are no stupid questions. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. So I wanted to give you a quick update on what the DEI and B committee has been doing. If you are not aware, myself and Katie Cadena were appointed co-chairs of the DEI and B committee in September. And we've been very, very excited to work with the committee the last few months on some really exciting plans for the year. I wanted to start with what the mission of this committee is, why it exists, why we're here, what we're trying to do. So that way, if you ever are encountering something in your position that you need support, you need clarification, you need resources in this scope, you know who to ask. So the mission of the committee is to empower the KDM internal team to create and sustain an environment that is inclusive, equitable, and diverse. The vision is to advocate, train, educate, and support the creation of inclusive, equitable, diverse policies, procedures, and programs. So the gist, in your job, we want to help you make decisions that are accessible for our guests, that in the normal course of your day-to-day, to know how to work with guests who may have different needs, they may have different backgrounds, they may have different languages, they may look different. And we want to help you know how to do that. So one of the things that's coming down the pipeline is this summer, you will have an opportunity through a survey to tell the DEI committee what are some areas that you would like to see training in. Is there a certain type of equity or inclusivity or accessibility that you don't understand and you want to have a chance to talk to an expert about? So that is something that's coming down the pipeline. But if you have any questions about accessibility, about how to do your job in an inclusive way, feel free to reach out to myself or Katie Cadena. We're happy to help you guys understand these topics and how to make KDM the most inclusive game in town. So, thank you.
Thank you, Emily. So I wanted to update you guys. There's been a lot of questions about the stable, and so I wanted to, in full disclosure, tell you where we are on that process. So Amanda and Diane and the curatorial team, we've had meetings up to today. We are we've been meeting with the Churchill Downs team next door. So full disclosure, what's happening is right now we cannot get the horses out safely out of the stable. So the stable's been closed for a good period of time because we didn't feel that it was safe to have the horses back here during construction. Nor were we able to exercise the horses or have the horses graze. And the grazing piece just came most recently when they poured more concrete next door. So where are we now? We are at a May 15 decision point on if we can bring the horses back and we can exercise the horses and we can find a spot for them to graze. And so Amanda and Diane have been working with us to try to figure that out. And also, once again, we are hoping that we get some resolution from next door as well. But as you can see, the construction project is pretty massive and they're still working and will be up until Derby. So we will update you as soon as we know more, but right now potentially move back in date would be May 15, and we'll keep you posted, okay? Any questions on that? Amanda, Diane, did I miss anything? Also, these guys have been working in other places here in the museum, so please give them a round of applause for not being able to work at the stable. All right, events. I mentioned earlier the hat show is this Sunday, March 23rd. I believe we have sold out the VIP tickets, but we have premier tickets. And we have about 30 or so of those tickets left to sell. So if you're interested in, or your friends or family are interested in purchasing those, they are on sale on the website, I think. Right, Lauren? Yeah. The Greatest Race premiere is April 10th. This is our 40th anniversary party. There's going to be a lot of excitement about that. We have been working with Donna Lawrence Productions for the last year on this update of the Greatest Race. So it has not been updated since 2015, since the American Pharaoh Derby, actually. So the whole film is going to be updated. We update the winner's segment, as you know, every year in June, but this year it's an entire upgrade. So we're doing a VIP movie party theme kind of event on April the 10th and melding in the 40th anniversary into that. We are selling $40 tickets for that right now, and the tickets are selling pretty well. There's a VIP piece of that, and that is on April 10th. And then it will open to the public. The new Greatest Race, complete with a fantastic light show, is going to be open to the public the next day on April 11th. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. And I think I can show you a little sizzle reel. So this is a little bit of a clip of what's happening with the Greatest Race. So that's just a 30-second sizzle reel for the new greatest race. So that music on that particular sizzle reel, we're working to have 30-second sizzle reel for the new greatest race. So that music Well, that was fun. Now we know how Justin Timberlake does that. So the music that you heard, we're looking to use that as walk-in music that will be used about 7 minutes after the hour, something like that. And then we will continue to start the main movie at 10 after each hour. And the new greatest race, the version that is being worked on now, is exactly the same amount of time. So it's 17 minutes and change, I think, so 32 seconds or something like that, right? Okay, I'm going to call Nicole up to talk a little bit about our marketing campaign that's live and up and running right now, and to talk about that.
Hi, everybody. Just a quick update. Don't have any fun visuals. The last time I spoke to all of this entire group was in December, and we talked about our new advertising and marketing messages that are out in the marketplace for all of our wonderful, beautiful customers to see. So just wanted to make sure everybody was kind of on board with what we're telling customers, and we're pretty excited about it this year. We're really doing a really nice job of touting what we're great at and what we're special at and what is only available at the Kentucky Derby Museum. So, and a lot of our advertising, you're going to see things like only at Kentucky Derby Museum. So we've never really focused securely on that. So we're trying to just really make sure that customers understand what's unique about us and what do we all give to our customers every day. And it's basically the Derby experience only at Kentucky Derby Museum. So every day they come in here, we Derby every day, and that's kind of what we're out there selling. So how that might look, let's say on that spot you just saw, we'll do an outdoor board or creative that you might see online that will say the new greatest race only at Kentucky Derby Museum, or where every day is Derby Day only at Kentucky Derby Museum. So just continue to talk about all the really great things that we showcase to our guests every day, and touting a little bit about how awesome we are and all this great stuff you all do. So you should see that. It's bright and colorful out in the market. Hopefully you guys are getting served advertising online, and there's more to come. And we'll show you a preview in April just to, make sure you got a good look at everything that's happening for the brand. But keep doing what you're doing. The magic that you give to guests every day when you come here, this is how they experience Kentucky Derby. This is sometimes the only way they'll experience that. And that's the magic of everything that we give our guests every day. So keep doing what you're doing. Great smile, Southern hospitality, and giving them a little bit of that magic. So thank you all for the support and the great work. You are awesome.
So I put Nicole on the spot when I got here today, so now I'm going to put LB and Tori on the spot right now. So they didn't know they were going to be called up, but okay, all right, perfect.
Since there's two of us, we will try to split this microphone as evenly as possible. For those of you that I don't know, my name is Lauren Baldwin. I'm our Director of Development, and
I'm Tori Dyson. I'm the Director of Special Events.
so we are tasked with the fun job of working with our ball committee to help to plan the largest annual fundraiser for the museum, which is it's kind of confusing this year because while it's our 40th anniversary, it's our 38th annual ball, which is taking place Friday, April 25th. In its entirety this year at the museum in celebration of the 40th anniversary, to just give you a little bit of an overview, each year there's a thematic element to the ball. This year we are celebrating the 40th anniversary, obviously, so tying that back in, we are calling it the Ruby Jubilee. Chair of our ball committee this year is Miss Ashley Davis, who is vice president and owner of Davis Jewelers. So it's kind of a fun little play on the traditional gemstone tied to this milestone. So we're passing around we've got the save the date and the invitation, which is super, super fun. We worked in tandem with our marketing department, and I am super, super excited about the way everything turned out. The campaign is just beautiful. Imagine Red throwing up in the museum, because that's what it's going to look like on April 25th in the very classiest way. Yes, absolutely. So we intend to have roughly between the all-inclusive portion, which encompasses dinner and cocktail hour. We're expecting 400 guests there. We still have about 3 more tables to sell. So please tell your friends. And then we also have the backstretch portion of the evening, which is the late night party. And that begins at 9 o'clock. We have unlimited tickets available to that. So please tell your friends. That's a lower price point. Those tickets are $150 each and chock full of value for the ticket cost. Our all-inclusive tickets run $650 each, and obviously this goes back to helping the museum to afford to carry out our mission. Is there anything I forgot?
Some of the nitty-gritty details: we are closing at 2 o'clock on the day of the ball. The day prior to the ball, you will see the decor start going up in the terrace and in the second floor gallery. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. Chelsea has designed all of the beautiful invitations and stuff that you are being passed. So we want to give a special shout out to Chelsea, because they are beautiful and exactly what we wanted. Is there any questions for Lauren or myself? Sunday after the hat show,
1 o'clock. Doors open at 1 p.m. this Sunday. We fully anticipate there will be a long line out to the parking lot, as there was last year, and there have been previously. So the museum doors will open at 1 o'clock this Sunday. Just one more quick, I'm sorry, something that I forgot. One more quick note about the ball, specifically as far as staffing goes. Staffing has not been entirely complete, so we will be reaching out to individuals that we're hoping will work for us for the evening. So stay tuned there, but otherwise that should pretty much cover it. Thank you, guys. What now? Wait, hang on.
Hi, everybody. I think I've seen all of the new faces, but I'm Ariel, HR Director with Christina Bosley, our HR Generalist. And so I typically have a part in All Team to really highlight and have an opportunity to highlight our team members that have celebrated birthdays or work anniversaries since the last All Team. And so we'll do birthdays. So starting in February, Brent, Christina, Fatuma, Quisha, Abby, Ann, and Dennis celebrated February birthdays. Woo, I heard that, yeah. For March, Tyler, Sean, Ferguson, I can't say his first name, it's just weird. I don't know if he's here. Ferguson, April, Steve, Leslie, Jeff, Allie, and Jen celebrated March birthdays. In April, Carson, Sharon, Raquel, and Douglas Churchill Friday celebrated his April birthdays, yeah. And then for work anniversaries, so in February, Jessica celebrated 1 year, Steve 1 year, Katie Fusnager 5 years, and Evan 7 years. Yeah, we can keep clapping. It's good. It's great. For March, Abby celebrated 1 year, Max 1 year, Jacob 1 year, Latrice 1 year, James Taylor 2 years, Fatuma 3 years, Diana 6 years, Vicky 6 years, Barry 14, and Jeff this past Friday celebrated his 25th work anniversary. And then April, Zoe celebrated 1 year, Adrian 1 year, Ellie 1 year, Tiffany 2 years, Stacy 2 years, Allie 3 years, Alyssa 3 years, Kiana 9 years, and Jennifer Hagan 9 years. Happy work anniversary. And then for all my new faces, I do have you guys stand up just so we can have a face to the name. And so when I have your name announced, just go ahead and stand up and stay standing too, so we just have to really get that out there. So Steven, our facilities associate, he's actually starting this Thursday, so he's not here yet. Karima, retail sales associate, perfect. You gotta stay standing. Darby, communications and social media manager. Emily, tour guide. Ginger, retail sales associate. Mary, tour guide. Haley, retail sales associate, which she started today. Jade, retail sales associate. Scott, tour guide. Robert, facilities associate. There we go. Harold, tour guide. Aaron, tour guide. Janitra, retail inventory associate. Jack, facilities associate. Miranda, retail sales associate. Maggie, events coordinator. And then Olivia, education intern. And then another Olivia, retail sales associate. So welcome to KDM. All right, you can go ahead and sit down. And that's all I had. It wasn't too bad, right? It was fine. It was great. Is that it? Okay. That's all I got.
Okay, questions, comments, discussion. As Dan said earlier, no dumb questions. So anything we need to talk about, discuss, questions on anything? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Hello? Okay. Just, I guess for Dan and his team is just coming up with a way to figure out what to do if you're stuck in Churchill side and you find an emergency. Who do you call? Do you call Churchill first? Do you call the police or do you call? Okay. So everybody, I don't know that information. So I'm over there all the time and it's just, that's my only thing is what is the solution for that?
Alyssa, great question. So it sounds like we have some homework to do. We actually have this protocol already in place, so it sounds like it's just not readily available to you. We'll make sure that we get with Christina, Aaron, and Max. We have it already mapped out. If something were to happen, here's the Churchill number, here's Dan and Sean's number, as well as some of the other team members that need to be looped in. So great question. The first answer to that is to call Fire Command, of course. And we readily make that available in most of our PowerPoints when it comes to Derby season. So you will have access to that. We'll send it out right now, just for anybody that needs it. That is your first line of defense, and that gets you directly to Churchill Security. Next line of defense is, of course, to contact Dan, Sean, someone on the crisis management team, preferably your supervisors, so that KDM knows what's going on, because obviously if we're open, we want to get next door to support you guys as quickly as possible. But those protocols are written, are in place, so it sounds like we just need to do a better job of having a regular opportunity to review those with you. And I will say that as we move through the course of Dan being here and the wonderful background that he brings, as well as the background that Sean brings, we are working towards doing some drills, if you will. So we can't very well do a fire drill in the middle of patrons being here, but we are working through, and this is news to Pat, so I'm speaking off the cuff. We are working towards like a 5:15, 5:30, like as many people that could stay. We'll go through the protocols, and that way you all are very familiar with what that would look like. How many people know where to go in the event of an emergency? And just, I'm going to blanket most emergencies. Do you know where you go? Where do you go? White Lot. Okay. So it sounds like we are doing okay of a job, but we can do better. So I will make that promise to you on behalf of Dan, Sean, and myself.
Okay, other questions? All right, two last things. Chris, can you talk a little bit about the Triple Crown trees? You or Monty talk about the demo on those couple of Triple Crown trees and the model.
Yeah, sure. So just so everyone's aware, so later this summer,
we are going to have a permanent fashion exhibit installed on the first floor in the vicinity where you see History of Churchill Downs and the Triple Crown kiosks, or trees, as many of us call them, the things with the audio wands. So to start that process, 2 of those kiosks are coming down starting Monday. It's the one, I think it's the War Admiral kiosk, which is the one that's closest to the flag and the Foundation Sires paintings, and the one that's at the opposite end, which I think is the Justify kiosk, which is closer to Riders Up. We'll begin taking those out Monday. Hopefully it only takes a couple of days, but we'll keep you posted if that goes longer than that. At some point before the ball, we'll be moving that paddock model. That's at History of Churchill Downs. It's in that large case right in front of that exhibit. We're going to be taking that temporarily and moving it over to an area adjacent to the green screen on the opposite end of the first floor. After Derby, we'll have a new home for that paddock model. It will go where the Foundation Sires paintings currently are. And after Derby, we'll begin the demo of the rest of those Triple Crown kiosks and the History of Churchill Downs exhibit. Any questions about any of that? All right, thank you.
Okay. I did want to also mention, and Ariel will send information out about this. So as part of our partnership with Churchill Downs, the museum has a season box over at Churchill Downs for 6. It's a 6 box that we have access to during the meet. So it is not available until after Derby, but Ariel will send some information out. So employees of the museum can use that box for free on a first-come, first-served basis, and we encourage you to pick out a date that you may not be working. You can't use it during work, sorry. But pick out a date that you are not working, and if you want to grab a couple friends or whatever the case may be. So Ariel is the ombudsman when it comes to all those things, and so she will send out information to you, and you can reserve those tickets and so on. Okay, so I did want to certainly mention that. Last and foremost, get your brackets into Brian or Stan. I think it's Brian or Stan, right? Yeah, so get your brackets done by noon Thursday. And I won't say go Cats, but I'll say go Cats. What's that? Friday, wear your spirit wear. This Friday, you can wear your spirit wear if you are so inclined. And if not, just regular stuff, regular uniform. Right, okay. All right, any other questions? Thank you all for coming. Oh, question in the back. Jeans with spirit wear. Good. All right, thank you all very much. Grab snacks over there.